Liv Smith, director of corporate strategy at Omega Technologies, juggles her demanding job with a meticulously crafted home routine. She's up for a significant VP promotion, but a last-minute acquisition of a boutique social media startup, Artist Taxis, by her eccentric boss Walter Cook, throws a wrench in her plans. Walter, known for the Walter way of micromanagement, tasks Liv with overseeing the integration of Artist Taxis, leaving her frustrated as the real work falls to her while he grandstands. Liv has only met Artist Taxis' head designer Tom Cole a few times via video conference and expects him to be equally difficult. During a video conference introducing the Artist Taxis team to Omega Technologies, Tom arrives late, charmingly explaining he was lost in the land of charcoal and paper. He expresses excitement about the acquisition, much to Liv's chagrin, who struggles to mute herself while Walter pontificates about his empire building. Walter surprises everyone by announcing a mandatory return to office policy effective immediately, much to the dismay of both Liv, who cherishes her efficient, quiet home office, and Tom, a free-spirited artist. Liv is particularly annoyed when Walter reveals she'll be relocated to a new, potentially noisy bullpen area with the new Artist Taxis employees to get the pulse of things. She chooses the Monday/Wednesday schedule to accommodate her Thursday quilting class. Liv arrives at the office on Monday to find chaos. Her ideal window desk is gone, taken by Chad from HR, who informs her that desks are assigned for the year and shared with a deskmate on alternating days. Liv is left with a desk near the kitchen, a place she dislikes due to smells and noise, especially a constantly roaring blender. She struggles to maintain her routine amidst the new distractions and initially finds herself at odds with her unseen deskmate. Liv decides to leave a passive-aggressive note for her deskmate, whom she dubs Mr. Tuesday, requesting they put away personal items, citing her succulent's need for light. Tom, Mr. Tuesday, responds by leaving his own eccentric items, including a squeaky rubber ducky, and filling the trash can, provoking another note from Liv about cleanliness and proper drawer usage. The note war escalates when Tom moves Liv's succulent, leading to her indignant discovery of his forgotten foul-smelling ham sandwich in a drawer. Tom apologizes with a delicious Pano chocolate, which Liv reluctantly tries and finds irresistible. This small act of kindness begins to thaw her rigid exterior. Their notes continue, evolving from grievances to playful banter. Liv, using the pseudonym Ms. Monday and Choco Ganger, shares her appreciation for the croissant and curiosity about the YNMN blue color Tom left on the desk. Tom explains the scientific origin of the blue pigment, revealing his nerd alert side. They discuss their shared desk share issues, with Liv comparing her low-riding experience to a roller coaster and Tom suggesting she play the lowrider song. Liv, ever the classical music enthusiast, counters with Bach. Their written exchanges become increasingly personal and humorous, leading to an agreement to keep their identities secret for now to avoid boring office politics and preserve their uncomplicated, sweet, refreshing relationship. At a mandatory all-hands meeting, Liv is surprised to learn that Tom Cole is indeed her deskmate. They briefly interact before the meeting, where Walter announces Liv will be leading the Artist Taxis rebrand, including the new logo, and that Tom's design team will now report to her. This news is a blow to Tom, who feels blindsided and undermined despite Liv's attempts to express her own frustration with Walter's impulsive decisions. Liv later invites Tom for coffee to clear the air. She explains her pursuit of the VP promotion and the pressures she faces from Walter. Tom, still reeling from the meeting, is initially prickly but agrees to work together on the rebrand. He proposes designing the new logo himself, expressing his deep connection to Artist Taxis. Liv, despite her initial reservations about his closeness to the project, agrees. She also reminds him to get his department heads to RSVP for the upcoming team building event, noting their lack of response. Meanwhile, Tom's mother, Judy, is moving to a new village called Xanadu. Tom, a supportive son, helps her settle in and encourages her to try new activities like a quilting class on Thursdays. Judy, observing Tom's subdued mood, asks about his work. He admits to meeting someone at work, his deskmate Ms. Monday, through notes without actually knowing her identity. Judy encourages him to take his own advice and put himself off the page and into the real world. Back at the office, Tom leaves noise-canceling headphones for Liv, along with a note suggesting they switch to an internal messaging app for their correspondence. Liv is delighted by the headphones and their continued anonymous online exchanges. They playfully discuss their secret identities, agreeing to reveal them only when they decide, or if one of them figures it out. During a Friday meeting, Liv and Tom meet again, discussing the logo redesign over pastries. Liv pushes Tom to understand the why behind the rebrand, presenting survey data that shows Artist Taxis' original logo's poor international appeal. They acknowledge their different approaches but agree to work collaboratively. Later, at a quilting class, Judy meets Liv, who volunteers there. They bond over their shared love for quilting, and Liv reveals she works in corporate strategy at a tech firm, coincidentally the same field as Judy's son. Judy tries to set Liv up with her son Steven, but Liv, ever wary of matchmaking, politely declines. Unbeknownst to them, Judy is Tom's mother. The Omega Tech Games, a team-building event, brings Liv and Tom together as partners. They excel in the blindfolded obstacle course, with Tom praising Liv's direction. They also win the office trivia challenge, with Liv correctly identifying the kitchen as the most inspiring space. Their victory earns them a prize basket containing a gift voucher to a fancy restaurant and a private cooking lesson. They playfully discuss who they'd take on these romantic outings, hinting at their mutual interest without directly revealing their feelings. The next day, Liv is at home with her young daughter Lizzie and her friend Colette. Lizzie is coloring with crayons, including one called Bluetiful, inspired by YNMN Blue. Liv explains the color's origin, mentioning she learned it from a friend at work. Colette, noticing Liv's blush, presses her about this friend, suspecting it's a romantic interest. Liv admits she likes him but hasn't met him yet, as they only exchange messages. Colette and Lizzie encourage her to meet him, suggesting that the worst-case scenario is they become friends. Later, Tom surprises his mother with a beautiful portrait he drew of her. Judy, thrilled, mentions that her quilting class instructor Liv also volunteers at the center. She reveals that Liv did a similar portrait for Lizzie, further connecting the dots. Tom, hearing Liv's name in relation to the quilting class and the Bluetiful crayon, realizes that Liv is his Ms. Monday. The movie ends with the implication that their literal relationship is about to become very real. Tom works diligently on the logo redesign, hoping to impress Ms. Monday and finally meet her. Liv, receiving a message from Tom expressing his stress over a big assignment, recommends listening to Baroque music and doing candlelit yoga, sharing a link to Box Air. Tom, charmed by her advice and the life hack of candlelit yoga, declares his deskmate too incredible and insists they meet. Liv, despite some hesitation about the pressure of a first meeting, agrees to dinner at Enclave that Sunday at 7 p.m. At her quilting class, Liv's excitement about her date is evident. Lois and Judy quickly deduce she's excited about her work crush and confirm she's Ms. Monday. Lois then reveals that her son Tom is also going on a date to Enclave with his colleague Ms. Monday, instantly connecting the dots for Liv. Liv is flustered by the revelation but keeps her composure. The next day, Tom finds Liv at his desk preparing for a pitch. He compliments her appearance and shares details about his Ms. Monday, describing her creativity, playful mystique, and willingness to be vulnerable. He admits he asked her out and believes they'll hit it off, crediting her advice on classical Baroque music for helping him solve the logo redesign. Chad from HR interrupts, making an awkward joke before Liv and Tom get back to business. Tom proudly unveils his new logo design to Liv, the world connected by a brush stroke, which Liv genuinely finds really good. However, when they present it to Walter, he instantly dismisses it as simple, bland, and doesn't break any ground. Despite Liv's attempt to advocate for market testing, Walter rejects the design outright and declares he'll design the logo himself, stating it's his vision. Later at Enclave, Tom arrives early, expressing his enthusiasm for ambience, his love language. Liv arrives soon after. A hostess mistakes them for a couple, leading to an awkward moment where they both deny dating. Liv, seeing Tom, is overcome with nerves and sends him a message canceling their date, claiming something came up. Over drinks, Liv apologizes to Tom for canceling, but he expresses disappointment and criticizes her for not supporting him more during the meeting with Walter. He accuses her of being a yes woman and not sticking to her gut, though he also acknowledges her intelligence and beauty. Liv listens, stung by his words, but also recognizes some truth in them. Later that night at the retirement community, Lois and Judy confront Liv about canceling her date with Tom. Liv admits she likes Tom and wishes to fix things before he realizes she's Ms. Monday. She asks them to keep her secret. The next day, Tom visits his mother at the retirement community, where he sees one of Liv's sketches on the wall and discovers she volunteers there. Judy subtly tries to nudge Tom towards Liv by mentioning Liv's no setup policy and subtly encouraging him to consider other options for the cooking class prize. Tom, still unaware of Liv's Ms. Monday identity, remains focused on his date. Liv, now aware that Tom knows she volunteers, confronts him at the retirement community. She apologizes for not telling him. Tom, initially teasing her about volunteering, then reveals he knows she's Ms. Monday. He explains that his mother Judy helped him realize it, much to Liv's chagrin. Tom, though surprised, admits he's relieved and has genuine feelings for Ms. Monday, which are now transferred to Liv. Liv in turn apologizes for judging him and for letting Walter's influence diminish her confidence. She thanks him for showing her the importance of trusting her true self. At a subsequent meeting with Walter, Tom and Liv brace themselves for his new logo design. Walter proudly presents an AI-generated logo, which Tom openly criticizes as the worst logo I've ever seen, calling it unoriginal and lacking human creativity. Liv supports Tom's assessment. Walter, unperturbed, announces his plan to clone artist taxis using its coding for a new AI-powered social media platform, effectively eliminating the need for human designers. He offers Liv the VP of strategy position, making her complicit in his vision. Liv is deeply conflicted. Later, Tom is seen quilting with his mother. He acknowledges being unemployed but stands by his decision to quit, feeling it was the only one to make. He complains about Liv being a pushover, prompting Judy to defend Liv, explaining that her role, like the rigid frame of a quilt, provides the necessary structure for creativity to flourish. She encourages Tom to understand Liv's perspective. Liv, meanwhile agonizing over how to reach Tom after his angry departure, decides to lean into her Ms. Monday persona and messages him directly through the app. The message leads to a face-to-face meeting where Liv finally reveals she is Ms. Monday. Tom is shocked but relieved, admitting he's been trying to figure out her identity for weeks. Liv explains her reasons for secrecy and her fear of his disappointment, but reaffirms her genuine feelings for him. Tom apologizes for his misjudgment, admitting he was wrong about her. Their conversation is interrupted by Chad, who joins them for the private cooking class, now including Tom and Liv as part of the team building prize. They playfully deny dating to Chad. During the cooking class, Liv impresses Tom with her natural culinary skills and sharp observations. Tom sketches the residents at the center, revealing his artistic talent to Liv. They have a moment of connection and Liv tells him she sees his talent and that he needs a new challenge beyond corporate life. They also realize they have a lot in common. The movie concludes with Tom and Liv presenting their respective logo designs to Walter. Tom's design, inspired by Liv's advice, is rejected by Walter, who reveals his intention to automate design work with AI. In a moment of defiance, Tom quits. Liv, witnessing this, also confronts Walter, defending Tom and the value of human creativity. The film ends with Liv facing a choice: accept the promotion and align with Walter's AI-driven vision, or stand with Tom and her own principles. The implication is that she chooses to stand by her principles and with Tom. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.